My absolute worst Airbnb nightmare did come true. Literally the worst case scenarios. It all started when I saw after my guest checked in, the home was at 65 degrees. My phone notified me that because I have it tell me if the home gets below 65 or above 78, because to me that means something's wrong. When I looked at my smart thermostat on my app, it said that the house was at 74. I was thinking, why would my house be 65 and then my heat be set at 74 and it's not jumping up? But then I looked at my Ring camera and the guest had been out on the town that night. They just checked in that day, so I figured they were just bringing in luggage and that's why the house was cold. So before I went to bed, I set it at 70 degrees and I went to bed. It was 11 p.m. I woke up about 5:30 and then I remembered, oh my gosh, I have to check on my heat. I looked at my thermostat, still 70. Now the house is at 58 degrees and it's 25 degrees outside. My worst nightmare came true because I'm like, there's something wrong with the furnace. But after reading your guys' comments, I'm like, okay, maybe it's just these little parts and we can get it fixed. So I messaged the guests and I said, hey, we have someone coming over. She wrote me back and said, oh, thank you so much. I did notice it's a little cold. And I said, if you guys have plans, feel free to just go. They'll work around you. And then I waited for the doom. I had reached out to my maintenance company also at 6 a.m. seeing if they can get anybody out there. And they wrote me back right away. Amy at A Happy Host, you're amazing. She sent out a guy from HVAC that she trusts. So he gets there at 10 o'clock. He calls me. Hey, I hate to do this to you on Christmas, but I just have to be honest with you. This is normally a situation where I red tag the house, meaning my furnace is not safe for guests to be there. So here I am thinking about the $6,000 that we're going to lose out on. I did the math from December 21st through January 4th. On top of the news, then he proceeded to tell me, this furnace is from 2007. And I'm like, that makes sense. We bought our cabin in 2020. He was so positive. He's like, well, it had a good life, 18 years. What he said was that the heat exchanger is leaking out some gas, therefore not working as well as it could be. He was able to fix some parts, but he said, you just need a new furnace. It's that time. He also gave me a quote of just brands that I could choose from, which ends up being with installation, the service call, everything involved, about $12,500. And then the bookings. But he did say, I'll tell you this. Normally, I would red tag this house, but Amy at A Happy Host said that you're one of her best customers. You pay your invoices on time. You're just a really great person. You take care of your cabins. I'm not going to red tag this house, and I'll tell you why. So many owners don't live in this area, and when I come in, I'm the big bad guy. I tell you your furnace needs to be replaced. I give them quotes, and they don't want to use my quotes. They want to use someone else, or they want to get a deal elsewhere. Then they don't act on it. So in my experience, the CYA, cover your... Normally, I would red tag in this situation, but I'll let you stay open, but I need a decision within the next 2 days. I said, say less. I call my husband. I tell him everything that's going on. My husband ended up coming home anyway, and he's like, hey, by the way, can I call that guy? And I go, yes, but be nice. He was so nice. He goes, I'll be nice. So they were able to talk for a while. We feel comfortable about, we knew this was coming, eventually getting a new furnace. So he's like, do you have any other questions for me? And I said, yes. I said, I appreciate you not shutting down my cabin, but I do worry about my guests. So you say that gas is leaking. I did check over my fire inspection report and I did see that our CO2 monitors are up to date. That worries me. He said, yes, the gas is not leaking carbon monoxide, but the heat exchanger, if that keeps going bad at any moment, that carbon monoxide could start leaking, but I fixed a part where you still have like 2 to 3 weeks left. And I did check all of your monitors and they're good to go. They're in working order, so it's not a danger at this time. And I said, thank you so much. That makes me feel better. And then I starting to work because we were at 70 and now the house is heating up to 66. So this all happened yesterday, December 22nd. We are getting a new furnace installed December 26th. Everything is good. Except we have to drop a lot of money at once. But that'll be good credit card points for future flights. As an Airbnb host, I know a lot of you are like, do not mess with the temperature for me. You're such a crazy host. This is wild behavior. You're so bizarre. Oh my gosh. No, you just notice patterns within your home. And when it comes to taking care of other people and your liabilities at stake, it's better that I called someone to go out there and have it really be nothing. And maybe interrupt if they're sleeping at 10 a.m. Like, sorry, we have to come in. We just want to make sure you're safe. And that is so much more worth it to me than the worst case scenario. Even though I'm sorry, I care about my Airbnb guests. I'm going to probably text you early in the morning just to let you know what's kind of happening. And look what happened. If I would have waited just for the guest to text me back, like what if she wouldn't have seen it? Then I'm waiting on her to be okay with them coming over. And then it's still freezing inside. Then what if the heat exchanger went to malfunction and then carbon monoxide started leading in? Guys, hello. So I didn't get the Christmas miracle that I wanted, or nothing was wrong, but honestly, we needed a new furnace. And that's kind of on me for not anticipating that sooner. Luckily, our Airbnb and our company has made it where we can replenish the furnace without compromising like the integrity of our home. And also, we don't have to cancel any bookings, and that means a lot to us. It's just the cost of business, and that's why I say all the time, this is not super profitable because things like this happen. My husband's already like, when do we buy our new roof and windows too? So the joy of owning an Airbnb. But I did get thousands of comments, and I'm curious if you guys would have handled anything differently, or if you're like, oh, she actually did do the right thing.